Caddis Maximus here, this time with a review that's not a Harbor Freight. I have the Westward socket extensions. These are made by several different manufacturers. They're kind of, knockoff-ish. They're not super common, but I found them to be quite handy, and socket extenders is exactly what they are. They aren't pass-through. It would be nice if they had a hole to make them pass-through, but they're 12-point, they're fluted, and they're made pretty nice. A user commented on my Harbor Freight pass-through ratchet set on how it'd be nice just to have the kind of extension sockets that corresponded. So this is a 9/16, and you would drive it with a 9/16 hex, and each size is like that. So you would, whatever bolt you're working on, whatever tools you're driving this with will work with that fastener, not just like the Harbor Freight pass-through where it's always a 19mm wrench, which means they're smaller for the smaller sizes. One nice aspect of these is that the ball dentant, as you can see, really sticks. It's oversized and it really sticks out pretty far. Initially I thought, well, it's in the middle, so it won't work with 12-point because the ball will fall into that slot on the 12-point socket, but it's actually big enough where it holds in, so that's really nice. It works, it holds really well in 6-point and it's pretty good in 12-point. And so these are handy just when you need a little bit of extra length that's in between extension sizes. And they can be quite useful. Say, here's a 14mm box wrench. We can take these and we can put it in there like this, and it's like an offset box wrench. You can use it this way where it's angled in. The nice thing about that is the line of force is more in line with the fastener. The wrench is less likely to fall off when it's at this direction. So of course you can do it this direction. Say you're working on a body panel and there's a little flange. This will allow you to get the bolt up and loose. You can just pop this out and then use the box wrench to get it out. Another nice aspect of these is how they do extend the sockets. So we have a deep well here, and obviously we can put this in there. And we have like, if you just are using the deep well because of its length rather than having a bolt that extends into it, it gives you a little extra length. If we put it into a standard height socket, as we can see, now it gives us this mid-length. So here would be a standard length. With that, it makes it a mid-length. And then you have a deep well, which is pretty cool. And of course, this is a 12-point. And it works. You can hear it snap in there. It works pretty well in the 12-point socket, so I was really happy about that. Here's another aspect. Let's go ahead and take this and put it on a ratchet. This is a Duralast, some of the nicest auto parts store ratchets I've ever seen. Particularly the early ones. They aren't as nice now. As usual, they came out with really nice units to suck you in and then tone down the quality to turn up the profits. We'll do reviews on these Duralasts. We'll go ahead and take that short little Westward stubby socket. We'll put it in this Blackhawk Flex ratcheting box wrench. We'll do a review on that sometime, on that set. And so in there we have now a ratchet that is obviously much smaller than a standard ratchet. As you can see, its size just is almost half the size. The head diameter is much smaller. As you can see where the pivot point is, so it can get in a tighter space. As you can see in that direction, because the head doesn't stick out quite as far from the pivot point. As a matter of fact, this is so small, it's technically shorter, if we can get the right angle, than a standard length socket. Just the socket by itself, you can get this ratcheting box wrench with that little Westward in. One thing to note, this is a one direction only box wrench, so it's doing something like this, it's easy to black hole yourself where you back the bolt into something you can't get the wrench out. Anyway, that was just a quick review of these socket extensions and some of the ways that they're handy. I do like them. If you have a bolt that's slightly recessed, it's easy to just put on top and finger it out. And I had a comment, and so I figured I'd toss these up, and that user may get a kick out of this video. Once again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Caddis Maximus out.